beautiful family, and welcome to yet another episode of Yolking Around. Today is a very, very blessed and amazing episode because we have amazing guests, as you guys can see. We have ENSHILOH.
What's up, y'all?
And he has been in the podcast before.
Yes, sir. Good
and
to
then
be
we
back.
have two new people here, MIGGY C.
What's up? What's up?
And then EQ.
Hell yeah.
They are all part of Lfmg music group, as I have it understood. And yeah, put the banner up, baby.
Lfmg. Yes, sir.
Lfmg, baby. G.
Lfmg.
I went to school, guys. I promise. I fucking went to school, guys.
That's right. Lfmg.
But I'm super excited to have you guys here. I know that you guys had a long trek. You guys come from the west side of the slope, Montrose.
Right.
That's where you guys
Yes,
are
sir.
located. And I used to actually live in Montrose for
That's
the
awesome,
longest
dude.
time. So
Sure.
I know what the vibe is over there. It probably has changed now since
Right.
it's been a while. So just super excited to have you guys here, and thank you guys for giving me the time. I'm excited to hear you guys' stories, especially because you guys have been growing up lately, and like the foam of the ocean, slowly just kind of carrying out. And ENSHILOH, you know, I've been listening to your stuff, and it's nothing but growth, beauty.
Thank you, bro.
And
Appreciate it.
EQ, I was actually during the week I was actually able to dabble into what you do.
Cool, man.
And as well as MIGGY C, and now I know who's behind the camera.
Behind-
Bishop over there.
Shout out Bishop.
Straight up.
And you guys have been doing great stuff in regards to content and the creation of music. But you know, now that we've introduced ourselves and we're getting to know each other a little bit, I just want to know exactly how you guys all came together, how La Familia started, and how you guys have become a family, really, through podcasting and the creation of music itself. So EQ, I'll start with you. How did you start this project, and how were you able to get MIGGY C and ENSHILOH into La Familia?
Hell yeah, man. No, I appreciate you, man, for having us here, and thank you so much,
Yes,
man,
sir.
for the opportunity, man. You're doing a great job, and you actually inspired me to start my podcast in the Western Slope. So, you know, that's dope, man, that, you know, it's a full circle now. I'm able to hop on your
That's
podcast.
how it is, brother.
Bring my team here with me, you know, and so, like, that's dope, man. You're doing great things, so I appreciate you for that,
Thank
man.
you.
But as far as La Familia Music Group, I started this company when I was 18 years old, so about 10 years ago or so.
Okay.
A little under.
I'm older than you. I'm 30.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, it started for me just kind of to protect my music, you could say. Because I got screwed over a lot from other record labels. Nothing major, but just, you know, working with other people.
Yeah.
And so after, you know, getting screwed over a few times, I was like, you know what? I'm going to
Start
put
my
in the
own
work
project.
and do my own thing, you know. And
That's right.
it was an idea forever. Like nothing really happened with it for several years, and then eventually, I was like, you know what, I got to make something happen. And music, I've always been making music, you know. That was always my thing. So recently, I opened up a recording studio in Montrose, and are offering music production classes to troubled youth. Just working with the community, getting really involved with them. I mean, we do other shows and stuff like that. But to touch on the artists, because that's, you know, another thing. We're a record label, but we do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know?
Like an umbrella type of thing.
Exactly. Yep. But yeah, ENSHILOH, I met him back in 2019 or so. 2018,
Yeah.
something like that. At a show that I put together, and I know that he in Grand Junction, at Mesa Theater, and I knew he was, you know, killing it. He, you know, I heard some of his stuff, and he was like, okay, this guy's talented, you know.
Yeah.
So I connected with him. I knew after I heard him, I knew that he was something special, you know. I was like, this is something right here, you know. But I didn't have the money like that, or like the focus of the label like that at that moment. Not till more recently, and then that's when we were able to really go on board and keep it happening and create music. And now he works with me full time, and just keeping him busy and doing all that stuff. So we've really gone to grow a lot within the last couple years.
Yes, sir.
And MIGGY C, I've known this guy since we were young, like
Oh, really?
7, 8
So you guys
years
have
old.
some history together.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
We go way back, and then, you know, we kind of separated. Didn't see him for years, like forever.
Yeah.
And then we reconnected. He heard about the studio. He's, you know, came to check us out, and you know, I learned about his story and everything else. So I was like, oh man, no, this music is, you know, and he's talented. I mean, he's, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
one of the dopest songwriters I've met, you know.
Oh, so he has the brains. He's the brains behind a lot of the
that,
work. Okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And Miggy, how did you connect with La Familia? You know, of course through EQ, but what made you start your own career as an artist? Like, what inspired you? Have you always had that in you? Is that something that just bursted out of the moment? You know, or has it been something that you've always had in you?
Yeah, no, for sure. When growing up as a kid, I always loved music and loved like singing along with songs and stuff like that. I was really good with doing like vocals and like matching
pitch and
stuff like that. I did choir as a kid throughout school.
Awesome.
But yeah, I started realizing I can like rhyme in 8th grade when my reading language arts teacher had us do like poetry.
Oh,
and
sick.
I decided to do like rhyme poetry.
Yeah.
And it was easy, you know, for me.
It's crazy how a lot of people don't think about the rapping or, you know, songwriting industry as an artistic form when it comes to like literature and writing. Like, I feel like you have to have some sort of well-versed vocabulary and well-versed knowledge of different things in the world to be able to come up with amazing metaphors or symbols or you know, whatever it is that you're trying to put into your craft. Everything it comes from not just the outside world, but it can also come from writing and spewing out those ideas and putting pen and paper together, you know.
Right. No, words are powerful. So like, I don't know, I didn't start taking anything seriously until I got out of treatment. So that's when I like came back home, and then I noticed that the studio was opening up.
Yeah,
the studio's in like it's right on Main Street in a popular little plaza.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know Arturo
the barber.
Shout out to him. Well, he's my cousin. Him, Ernesto, and Saul. I don't know how well you guys know him, but yeah, so he's my cousin, so I know that he had a barber shop around that area, so I'm familiar with the little plaza that is right there.
Yeah,
so
no, and
it's iconic.
Yeah.
That plaza's iconic, man.
It is. No, and I drove through, and then I seen the studio coming soon, and I was like, yeah, I gotta tap in with that as soon as it opens up.
That's awesome, dude.
Coming in Montrose, there's not
I understand. Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Which is very, and sorry to interrupt, but I did want to point that out because I feel like Montrose is one of those towns that is so small, yet it has people, very bright people within its confines, and those people are raising the hand, you know, like EQ, like ENSHILOH, like yourself, and even myself, you know. And we raise the hand because even though we come from a small town, we don't have that small town mentality. I don't feel, you know, we are willing to go and put ourselves out there, which is the hardest part. And that's something I love about the project that you guys have all started, you know, because you guys have been able to say, hey, we're right here on the Western Slope, you know, we're what's dope in the slope.
That's right.
I mean? That's right.
And how you been, brother?
Dude, I've been doing good, living my best life, truly. Like EQ was saying, we just he started doing this full time. He brought me on about a couple months ago in November. So we've just been at it full time, giving production classes, working on our own stuff, doing shows, doing all sorts of things. So it's been a blessing, and yeah, I've been doing great. How have you been doing, man? I've had a hell of a year, brother. The end of 2022 was a little rough for me. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of things happened, and this is actually the first episode for this year I am recording, because last week I was super sick. I got super sick, and I was super excited to come back, and I got sick, so I couldn't record anymore. So I'm just very blessed that you guys are here, and this is gonna be like the first episode of the year. So
that's awesome, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and yeah, man, I've been doing well, and I've seen that you've been doing a lot of concerts. You guys have been doing a lot of concerts. EQ, I wanted to ask you, and you know, because that's just what I like to do, and
that's right.
I know that you guys have been setting up these events. Are you the brains behind it, or the, you know, the, I guess, the elbow grease behind it, or how do you, was that something that you've always had, being able to put things together that well, and then just bring the community together?
Yeah, man. I mean, it depends on the show, what show we're doing. But if it's like Carmelia Fest or Diversify Art Music Festival or El Mercado or other little festivals like that, or shows, yes, I'm the one that puts it all together. I'm the elbow grease, I'm the brains, I'm the everything.
That's like, it's awesome, dude.
It sucks.
I bet. No, it has to be one of the most stressful fucking things. That's why I want to ask you about it.
So much work.
Yeah, no, we're growing, you know, and like, again, it's baby steps, you know. It sucks. I'm a one-man team, but at the end of the day, like, I have other guys, so I need to get better at delegating and you know, doing all that stuff. And hopefully this year we got, you know, for our bigger festivals, we will have a budget that we can hire a more of a professional team to help me figure everything out.
Awesome,
you know,
bro.
but yeah, no, it's all me, man. And then I just kind of delegate and let, you know, help get people to help me in areas that I need help with, or reach out to people and get the connections. But yeah, it's I'm behind them all.
Yes.
If they say presented by Lfmg Music Group, it's by us.
It's honestly crazy how much a person can accomplish, like how much you can like push yourself, and then once you start seeing these projects, you know, come to fruition, you're like, I mean, at least I would be like, what the fuck did I just do, man? Like, oh my god, this is amazing, you know. And I see it on the vlogs, because I was scoping through your guys' YouTube page where you guys have the vlogs, and it's just, it's mind-blowing, you know. It's just mind-blowing how you have the patience, the will to stick around and just help the community, and you know, it's almost like a very philanthropist type of thing, because you're giving more to the community, and that's something I respect a lot, honestly.
No, thank you, man. And that's my biggest goal, is to give back and inspire, you know. And I get it a lot when people tell me, well, you know, if you were in the city, everything you're doing, you'd been blown up by now. And it's like, that's not my mission. My mission is to, I mean, I grew up in Western Colorado, you know, so I know that there's no resources, that really healthy resources for younger adults to express themselves. You know, if it's not sports, it's drugs, unfortunately. You know?
That's how it is.
Exactly, man. And not everyone's into sports, you know. And I mean, I'm surprised of the students that come in and how creative they are, and just like how inspiring it is to have this spot, Lfmg, this family, you know, that they can come to the studio and feel creative. It's you know, feel free. They can be themselves, you know. And that's always been my thing. It's like, no, I want to create something in Western Colorado, so that, I mean, you know, that's my community, and I know it needs help. So why not us that can do it? It's harder, you know, but it's worth it, man. You know, I mean, I'm seeing it little by little, and it's very inspiring, you know.
Yeah, I can bounce back on that by saying that everybody tells you, oh, if you want to make it, you have to go to California. Right. You have to go to Miami. You have to go to these big cities. But there's a lot of talent in Colorado, man. Yeah, and people love Colorado, whether they like it or not. There's a large number of people that do like Colorado. And I think, like I said, it's our time to say, hey, Colorado has it's cool things too, you know. We have our talent here. Right. And Miggy, I wanted to ask you, since you've been in this project, how does it feel? Has it been to have that giving back to the community feeling? Is it something that you've always wanted to do, or is it something that you just came to and then now you're like, wow, this feels amazing? How is it that, how is the feeling behind it? You know, I wanna hear from you.
Yeah, I guess honestly, with starting making music, like my goals were just completely selfish, I guess, in a way. Just like, I want to do my music,
which is fine. Is your art?
I want to get popping, and you know, that's basically it. But like with the help of EQ and La Familia, like growing the community and seeing it grow has been super inspiring, to say the least. And then just like, I don't know, it's dope, because I was like born and raised in Montrose for the most part, and seeing that community grow, like the younger community
Yeah,
grow,
the kids.
it's really dope, especially being from there and knowing like what I got myself into and coming out of that and then coming back to give something more positive, and being a part of that. It's a huge blessing. It's dope.
And that's something we need nowadays, just in general, just because there's a lot of mentors out there, you know. We have a lot of people that are mentors, but they're not the best mentors, and they don't have the best I guess they don't have the best intentions for the youth, you know. So it's very important. I feel personally that creating this podcast to if somebody's going to be watching or if somebody's going to be listening, in your guys' case, or following, to have a good role model, you know, somebody that can really and truly give them inspiration, and not only that, to give him an outlet, you know, a positive outlet and knowledge when it comes to, you know, past events or past lives or you know, events that might have changed you as a person. So that's very cool. And I've seen that you guys have been dropping singles every Thursday.
Oh, that's all in Shiloh.
Is that in Shiloh? Okay, so I'm asking the right person for this. No, I wanted to ask, is that, and you don't have to answer this because I don't know, you know, what kind of business maneuver it is, but I've seen that a lot of artists do drop like singles ever so often. Right. So is that something like as a tactic? Is that something just to, you're writing so much that you just need to let some stuff out? What's that all about?
Right. So basically the weekly drops, I wanted to do that more as like something to keep me consistent and to build up my discography.
Okay.
I mean, I always go to the example of Russ, like he was dropping every week for Lord knows how long, and eventually he saw the growth from that and it led to different things. So I'm just kind of taking that approach with it, not necessarily in the like I'm a blow up, but even just the growth aspect of it, the consistency, just having like keeping myself accountable, knowing like, all right, I have to have this song done by this time, that way it can drop, or I'm gonna fall behind. And I just really wanted to this year make that one of my goals, to be consistent and really just hit it hard, take this time that we're doing this full time and really apply myself. And yeah, it's been cool, because even just in the last month, the 4 songs that we're dropping, 3 are up on Spotify right now, but even then, like my monthly listeners at the beginning of the month was a lot different from what they are now, and that's only with 3 drops. We're getting more into, you know, the marketing side of it as well, just pushing it to different audiences, and we're seeing the growth from that as well. So yeah, it's been cool. It motivates me to keep going. And yeah, so that's my goal with it, just consistency, building up the discography, and then also just hitting people with different flavors, versatility. Just like maybe you won't like the drop from the first week, but who knows, you might like something in the next drops, because they're going to be completely different. So just allowing myself that creative freedom to really lock in on the sounds that I like and develop them. That's a big part of it too.
I was listening to Besitos, and I don't know how much you had to do with the production of it, or EQ or MIGGY, but I just want to say that it's and I mean this with all respect, is one of the best pieces I've heard from you, honestly.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
I really like it.
Thank you.
I like the melody that you guys chose, and I honestly, and because I love music too, you know, so I really get into it. I really like the production and the sound of your voice in this song. Sorry, I had a brain fart. And I just want to congratulate you for that.
Thank you, bro.
Would you guys be opposed to have one of your guys' song pop off on like TikTok? Is that would you guys be opposed to that?
No, we're trying to.
We're trying to.
Yeah, is that the move?
We need that.
Yeah, no, we're working on that for sure. But no, in Shiloh's his production, he's you know, he engineered it. MIGGY C's new project. You're right. I'm sorry. Dropping in March.
I'll stay tuned because I want to hear more of you guys, honestly.
Yeah, man. So he's dropping his project, all engineered by ENSHILOH. He's my in-house engineer at the studio. So if you book studio time, this is who you're gonna get as
sir.
your
Yeah.
engineer.
Oh, shit.
Mix and master, yeah.
You know, obviously production and all that stuff. Is
I could have
extra,
used
but-
you earlier in the week trying to fucking figure this out. Here I am
I got
watching
you.
YouTube videos.
That's right.
What the
right.
fuck is EQ?
Hey, that's right. We on the
He's like,
same
"Wait, I
page.
know this
bro."
guy.
Yeah, no, but
That's right.
yeah, all the engineering, that's for sure done by me. There are a lot of songs like I'll pull different beats from different producers and outsource them. But we are also getting more into the self-production aspect of it. Death Wish, that's dropping on all platforms next Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday.
okay.
But that one, that's all self-produced by me. So I'm really trying to lock in on all aspects of it, and really just make things that are entirely created by me. Yeah.
Is it hard coming up with things every week?
I haven't really come across it just because I'm always writing. I'm always thinking of ideas. Like I have my notes filled with just different lyrics. I have a notebook filled with different lyrics.
You're in it,
that-
bro.
That's
You're
right.
Yeah,
you're in
so
it.
we have content for days. It's just the execution of it. And I want to get more into, like I said, the production side of it and just really writing my songs the way I see them and then building the beat around them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, I think we're going to be approaching it a lot like that. But no, it hasn't been difficult as far as like coming up with concepts or having the content. Because yeah, I have music from, I mean, the songs that are dropping now, those have been in the vault for a year, 2 years,
Oh, wow.
3 years even.
Oh wow.
So we have lots of content.
Yeah.
It
So
must be exciting
keep us
coming out.
updated.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
I
you're
did
good.
not mean that.
You're good,
It
don't
must be really exciting because last time we were talking on a podcast, we were right at the peak of pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and it must be so different now for you guys to be able to actually like get out there and
Oh, yeah.
have you
Yeah.
know conversations with people and
Mhm.
and have connections with people a lot closer through music than when it was during the pandemic. And I just wanted to pick your brains up a little bit. EQ, what kind of methods do you use for your songs? Do you use notes, voice notes? How do you organize your songs? Because you got some bars, bro. You got some bars. I was
Always stick
listening
with
to I believe it's Birds.
Oh, Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birds,
Hey.
dude.
Go check it out, Birds.
Are you in
Birds.
that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the
that's
hook.
okay. So I
Got the
know
hook,
I'm like
yeah.
I know I've heard
Birds chirp.
a little bit of
Nothing
Miggy.
but drop
Yes,
shit.
yes, yes. Dude, just fucking loved it. I really am a sucker for lyricism and
Yeah.
like just I like you know bars. I like
Yeah.
bars. You know
Mhm.
I love all sorts of things, but when it comes to like the urban industry and hip hop and rap, like I really can get into some of that. You know, just rap.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What are your tools to create songs? Miggy, the same goes to you. I want to hear from you.
All right, I'm gonna start thinking.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I mean, it's changed throughout the years because I don't create music as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm more focused on the business side of things and everything. But when I do create, it has to be a very natural process for me. I usually get these like sparks of inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll literally sit in the studio and write a whole song, and you know, hit up ENSHILOH a few days later and record it or whatever, and have him deal with it after that.
That's
you know.
right.
But also like, I mean, I'm not a good freestyler, but that's how I write my lyrics. So
okay.
like I'll, you know, ideas will come to my head. If it sounds good, I'll start with that. I might not use it, and then just kind of keep building from that.
Yeah.
And then eventually I have my verses, and then I'll go back, edit them, switch some things around, you know, bars that just come to me. Or I also have notes it's in my notes in my phone, and it's a note's called bars.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically just bars that I come out with, like, because bars will just come like randomly, like if we see objects or whatever. And
yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
you
so
know,
awesome.
So I've gone in the habit of writing them down.
That's right.
You know, as they
Before
come.
you forget it,
Or
or
else-
something.
exactly,
I'm smoked up,
yeah.
man. I couldn't remember that
straight up,
fire,
yeah.
that fire lyric. I was
Yeah,
always
it's
smoked
really easy to forget, you
Straight
know.
up.
So you know, that's my one of the ways I like to stay organized, and I might use a bar that I came up with or thought of 2-3 years ago, whatever,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Or but yeah, it's for me. It has to be I have to be inspired. I don't ever force anything. Like Besitos, I was actually supposed to be on
Hey,
Besitos. He
yes,
sent that
sir.
to me.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But
you
Oh no, I
You
told
just
him
like-
You
I
rejected me.
No, you can always come back. You could do the
No.
the,
The
remix.
remix.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
remix. The-
Hell yeah. No, it's not that I didn't like the track. It's a banger. I
No,
love
yeah.
it. You know, it's just more of like I felt like I wasn't doing it justice, you know?
Oh.
I you know, so it was like, fuck, man, you know. So some things I guess I'm picky of what I'm doing. I mean,
That's
I have
right.
tracks with Miggy that are unfinished just because
We just want to drop them.
yeah.
You guys
know?
need to, man. You guys need to. I want to hear more of you.
But yeah, I mean, or there's times in the studio where we'll just sit, have a good time, and bust out a whole song. You know, it really depends.
That's dope, man.
But I have to be inspired. For me, I don't ever force any music.
Ideas, they kind of steal you away. You know, they
Mhm.
come and interrupt you.
Yeah.
You know, that's and sometimes you'll be sleeping and then all of a sudden like you think of something.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, I need to like write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something. It happens to me at work when I'm trying to find out like what to do for the podcast. I'll be looking into something and then I'll be writing, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, that would be a good topic, so I'm gonna write it down.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
the same thing, I've been trying to do like more TikTok videos, and then because it's what the people want, what
That's-
the populace
that's
wants.
right.
You know?
Yeah, that's what
It's
they
the
want, man.
opium. It's the opium of the
Yeah,
populace.
It's true, man. That's
Um,
right.
so yeah, it's just the idea comes and you're just gonna basically go for it, you know, and write them down. But
Yep.
Miggy, I want to hear from you. What methods do you use? What's your style? What approach works for you when it comes to writing music?
For making music, honestly, I have to have the beat first. I've wrote a few, like when I was in rehab, I didn't have access to beats like when I was at work, but I'd still get those ideas, random thoughts. So I'd write a cappella, but I don't like doing that. I have to have the beat first. Me and ENSHILOH, when we lock in or anything, we'll throw on a beat.
You
and
guys
then-
go like this. Let's lock
Yeah,
it.
yeah, straight up. Yeah. No, and I have to have the beat. I have to fuck with the beat, and then from there, it comes pretty easy, natural.
right.
Like EQ was saying, I mean, I have my own method, and I do it in my head mainly of like just coming up with the flow. Like I don't necessarily need the words. The words are gonna come, but I want to come up with a cool flow that's gonna go over the beat and coincide with the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
yes.
Melody or something.
yeah, exactly. And then from there, the lyrics are pretty easy from that part. If I have like a topic or something, or you know what I'm saying. But that's pretty much my creative process. And then it also depends on like what I'm going through or what I'm like thinking.
Right.
It can come from life experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So
It's like a cathartic event, you know, whenever you get a new piece of music, especially when it comes from you, you're like trying to get that shit out of you, you know, those feelings.
yeah,
Not everything's
exactly.
shit, obviously, but you know, just those feelings in general.
Yep.
And I know that you guys have a concert here in Denver. I wish you guys would have been able to come last week. That way it would have been posted. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that way
that's all
we could
good.
get as many
all good.
numbers as
Yeah.
possible, right?
That's right.
But if you guys want to tell me a little bit about how this came into fruition, how you guys landed the spot at Meow Wolf, of course EQ,
That's the guy.
brains.
and just tell me, are you guys nervous? Are you guys excited? What are the feelings?
Excited
And
I
nervous
bet.
a little bit. Mainly excited.
Straight up.
That's
A good
awesome.
nervous. You know.
Hell yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how. I mean, you don't have to if because I don't want to get you in trouble with
Nah,
whoever you
you're
had to
good,
work
man.
with. But
Yeah.
was it tough landing a concert at Meow Wolf, because it's kind of a big thing, man. It's
Huge.
been gaining
Huge.
notoriety as because it hasn't been that long since it's opened up. But I know that they've used that venue for different events, and some artists have gone there and performed, like, you know, artists with
Bigger name. Yeah,
bigger
of course,
names,
man. Yeah, it was hard. I mean, everything, you know, all these opportunities are hard. They take time, and just knowing the right people, I guess you could say, you know. As far as landing the opportunity, I think we were meant for it.
I believe so too.
Just because, I mean, I've been in the Denver area a couple times here in the last year or so. Just really networking, talking to people, meeting people, just super low key, not even doing shows or anything. Just, you know, just coming out here to network, essentially, you know?
That's so key, brother.
Yeah,
Just
man.
Getting to know each other. Or getting to know people.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, man.
Exactly.
You know, they say a stranger will make you, you know, a millionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's straight up, man. You know, that's how we land. A lot of the big opportunities is from people that I networked. But this Meow Wolf show, yes, it's huge. It's probably one of our biggest shows. I don't think people-wise it's our biggest show, but I think just as far as like the name, it's our biggest show. You know, shout out to Top Flight Empire and the concert app.
Yeah, plug whatever you guys
you know what I
need.
mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna actually be opening up for Top Flight Empire, and they're a group out of Denver. They've been, you know, they used to really be popping. I mean, they were, you know, hot top 100 on billboards, et cetera, et cetera. So they were like, they still are doing things, but now they have a concert app. So if there's artists listening to this, tuning in, I recommend go download that concert app with a Q. It's basically an app that they've created, and it's public now. That you basically can it links venues, artists, videographers, really anyone to work together. You know, it makes it easy it makes it easy for the venues to find artists and artists to find venues. And
technology, brother.
It's straight up,
fucking
man.
cut the middleman right up. Now it's an
Yeah.
app. Jesus
And that's
Christ.
an app, man. And I mean, Top Flight Empire is you know, the creators of this. I think they're the brains behind this whole app. Maybe
Wow.
you know, maybe some investors or other people are involved, but I know they play a big role in it. But yeah, at Top Flight Empire, I talked to Hypnotic. You know, I met them a few years back, just trying to chop it up, and I think they've been seeing us do things. You know, and at first they weren't like, I don't know, man. You know, because we're from Western Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, you know.
We ain't from here.
But it's like, again, just me being in business, I talked, you know, just talked them into it, and we were able to work it out. And yeah, they gave us like basically like, okay, you guys have to sell a minimum tickets, and you guys are on. And we surpassed that. We sold more tickets than some of the cats here in Denver. So that puts it in perspective.
Wow.
That's why I say, I don't mean to come out cocky, but that's how I mean, like when
Talk
I say,
shit, bro.
when we
Credit where it's due. I always
straight
say.
up, you know,
credit
like
where it's due.
I think
Tell
that
'em.
says a lot, you know, like
Tell
when
'em.
cats out of Western Colorado are selling, you know, 60 plus tickets in the Denver area, not even our area,
That's
you
awesome.
know, and cats that are in the area can hardly sell 20. That just puts it in perspective, you know. And shout out to everyone that bought their tickets to come
Straight
to Meow
up.
Wolf. I mean, we got a bunch of people coming from Western Colorado.
Shout out.
So that's even bigger. You
And
know?
we know that the weather, the weather was tough, you
It
know.
was
'cause
tough.
you
It
guys
was
had to
70.
I was watching your guys' stories, snooping around to see how you guys were doing because I know that you guys have to go through fucking Vail.
Right.
And you guys know Vail is
Vail
like
is
everything could be
trash.
good, and then you hit Vail and
It
it's
was-
fucking
Yep.
like your butthole is clenching all the time. You know,
That's right.
Tense
dude.
on
it's
the
like
wheel.
white knuckling all the way through, bro.
Music down,
I was gonna say,
focus.
gotta turn the music down. I
you
can't see.
gotta
Can't see.
I gotta turn that down. I can't see.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. That's awesome though that you guys were able to have this opportunity, and it's up to you guys now, I guess. Right? Just fucking killing it and do a great performance tonight. I'll be there.
Hell
there
yeah.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Me and my girl will be there and try to support you guys for making the trip and giving us the opportunity. Like I said, so I cannot thank you guys enough. And I just wanted to dab a little bit about the podcast that you guys have going on.
Okay.
I know that you started What's Dope in the Slope.
What's Dope in the
Which
Slope?
it's a dope name,
That's
you know,
right.
very
Yeah.
creative name.
Fire.
My girl and I were talking about it earlier, and we're like, God damn, that's actually a pretty cool
alright.
name. But I mean, you guys are creative people, so it makes sense. How's that going for you guys? Is it? I know that you guys have been bringing in a lot of people, like groups of people, which is awesome. You know, this is probably one of the biggest groups I've had. I've had 4 people, but you guys, I know that you guys have 4 or 5 people in a show. Is that hard to maneuver? Is it exciting? Does it make it easier? What's your perspective on all that?
Yeah, so like I said, What's Dope in the Slope podcast was inspired by you, you know, and when you left, I felt like there was that you were doing something dope, you know.
Thank you.
And this was always I always wanted to do a podcast. It was always an idea, but with me having the studio and everything, I was like, That's
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
commitment.
it's a
Yeah,
lot,
it's a
man.
lot.
You
Like
know?
people think it's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
you sit
not.
down
Yeah.
and you just talk on the.
Yeah.
No, it's you know, I
Yeah.
understand the hustle
Yeah.
behind it. For
And
sure.
you, I mean, I'm assuming you edit, you record all your stuff from what I see. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I do the same thing. You know, so it's.
I would
it's a
love to
lot,
delegate,
man.
but I
That's what I'm
can't.
saying, man. You know, so it's a little complicated as far as that part, and like trying to stay on top of dropping something weekly. And you know, what's dope in this little podcast is a podcast where we promote artists, entrepreneurs, small businesses.
I've seen that, which I love.
Yeah, in Western Colorado. So we, you know, and it's really been a blessing. It's helped us out a lot because we not only help promote the business that we're interviewing and doing the podcast with, but they also help promote us, our name and our brand. There's been times where, you know, I'm walking in this, you know, at Walmart or whatever, and, you know, people recognize me. You're like, oh, you're that dude from the podcast. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, I think it's the mustache that they recognize, but, but no, it's been great, man. Like, the podcast definitely helped us grow a lot.
It's gonna if you guys, I'm telling you, I know it's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
we need more of that. Like we need
yeah.
more podcasts. Like I said, Colorado needs to raise its hand. You know, say that there's talent and there's people that have something good to say. And I was watching one of the podcasts where you have two realtors.
Okay.
I can't remember their name.
Andrew Reed?
Yeah.
Andrew Reed and
Kiki.
Francisco. Kiki.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And just doing that kind of thing, I'm like, that's dope. You know, that's what's up, because you're not only giving people the opportunity to help their business or their career, but you're also giving people information, because they talked about, you know, financing and when it comes to getting a home, you know. So I would say, if my opinion matters to you in any bit, keep doing that, brother, because there's a lot of people that need that information, you know, and that need people that are experts. You know, that's something that I've been trying to implement in my podcast myself, having people from different branches and types of education to have a conversation about the topics that I think would matter, and that are the information that needs to be put out there for people that listen, you know.
Right. Yeah, man.
And Shiloh, I don't think I asked you this last time, but I wanted to know, who did you grow up listening to, bro? Like what was when you were a little baby, were you dancing to Selena all the time, or what was the MV Riders?
MV Riders. Fun fact, we opened up for MV Riders.
That's right.
Shout out to this gang.
No, yeah, growing up, I was very sheltered as a kid, just because I come from a very a Christian, very strict
conservative
background.
You had told me.
So I would listen to like gospel music, the Christian radio, and then just local stations, like different bands. I don't even remember their names now, but yeah, I just listened to that. And then as I got older, I started listening to things on the radio, and that's really when hip hop was like sticking out to me, I guess. And there was something about it that attracted me. And then as I got older, I started listening to a lot of Funk Volume when I was in high school.
Hey.
Look at this
Hobson,
hipster.
Dizzy Wright. That's
It's like an urban hipster, so it's, you're basically really cool.
That's
so
right.
you're fine.
That's right.
But no, a lot of Funk Volume shit, a lot of Mac Miller,
Sick.
lots of Kendrick, lots of like Suicide Boys when I was like in college.
Yeah.
Different things, lots of alternative. But yeah, lots of different things. But yeah, as I got older, I kind of got into more trippy sounding music, I guess, or more vibey sounding music.
Yeah.
And yeah, so all sorts of things, but it just went from like super conservative to pretty much anything.
Super ghetto.
Well, everything.
I love listening to some.
Well, and as an artist, I feel like that's very necessary. You know, to have different outreaches to different music, because then you're just more colorful, you know. As an artist, you're like, oh, you know what, I want to do something more poppy, more alternative, more towards this, towards that, you know. Just don't do country, guys.
Hey,
No,
that's
I'm
right.
just playing.
That's actually MIGGY C's
with
next
you.
EP.
Yeah, bro.
Big old, you know, 10 gallon hat.
Yeah.
Miggy from the West.
Yeah, it's called
Hell yeah.
Yeehaw. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Miggy, how about you? What kind of music did you grow up listening to?
My mom used to slap Bone Thugs,
Okay.
Akon,
That's right.
Nelly, Baby Bash,
Okay.
Eazy-E, stuff like that. So I grew up on that.
Very melodic
Like
type
Destiny's
of things,
Child,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like super super melodic. Love that. And then and then starting getting into like the rap stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I also I was like watching Team Backpack Cyphers.
That's
and
right.
then like Funk Volume, Hobson, Dizzy Wright, Jaron Benton, and but then I strayed away from that, and then I found TDE. So that's Kendrick Lamar, or was Kendrick Lamar,
Right.
and Schoolboy Q, Absol, Isaiah Rashad, SZA. And
SZA, my girl loves SZA, bro.
I love SZA. I love her. Yeah, that shit's. I don't know. I really do like a lot of R&B.
That's awesome,
music.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Soulful type of things.
right, exactly. And then I guess like I did grow up on like hearing like the old 2000s like rock too, like alternative. you know
Dude,
what I'm
I
saying?
understand. I understand. Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah, I mean everything. I really do like a lot of music. Like
Yeah.
I like.
You're able to like go from one end to the other and
Yep.
be okay with it,
Mhm.
So you're not a boring person to ride with, you're not
Yeah,
just bumping
exactly.
to what you're
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna change it to this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
change
Oh
it to
hell
this.
no!
No,
Your life's in danger when you're.
The amount of adrenaline running
Yeah,
through your
Jesus
body.
Christ.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
if I'm driving, just keep your seatbelt on. That's it. You're gonna be all right. I
Keep your
promise.
seatbelt on regardless.
Yes,
know?
yeah,
That's
exactly.
For those of you,
Yeah.
That's right.
How about you, EQ? What type of jams did you grow up with?
It was
Baby
a lot
Shark.
of Baby Shark.
Sponsored by.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It was a lot of more Latin music like cumbias,
Okay.
Sonidero. type
yeah,
of
stuff like that. It's just my mom would, Mexican cleaning lady in the mornings, blasting music,
Mhm.
jams on. I grew up on a lot of that. I didn't really get into hip hop till I was a bit older. Teenish or something like that, young teen. Started listening to a lot of 50 Cent, T.I. Like that was like kind of like my introduction to hip hop, and I really liked it. And so I just, I was curious, so I really did my research, and like that's when I learned more about KRS-One and like the heavy hitters, and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm all over the place, man. Listen to a lot of Bob Marley growing up too.
Oh, okay.
My brothers would, my oldest brother he's a big Bob Marley fan, so we would, a lot of reggae, a lot of cumbias, not so much rap.
Yeah. Are you
It's crazy.
And yeah, it is crazy. And I wanted to ask you, would you be have you ever considered tapping into those sounds, into the maybe more like maybe even create something in between, which is like the blending of sounds, maybe a cumbia type of beat with some, I don't know, R&B hip hop type thing, like.
That's right.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, no, we've definitely, we got a project that we're working on that's just that.
Really?
I've been working on this project for a while. Like
4
years. Yeah.
Long lost EQ project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely working on that. I definitely wanted to experiment with that just because it's more like cumbia trap.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So it's like,
sign me up for that.
yeah,
shit.
we basically brought the two,
Hard.
just like the heavy drums from the trap and like just
Right.
the melodic dancey vibes from the cumbias, it just mix those together and you get they're bangers, and I got some dope features on that project, some bigger names.
That's right.
That's why I haven't dropped it, because I really want to execute it properly.
Is this an album? Is this a EP? What type of
It's supposed to be an album, but it's looking more like an EP.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many songs are you thinking? Like 6, 5, 7?
It'll be more like 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, 7, 8. But if it's 8, I might as well call it an album.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good amount of songs, dope features, dope melodies. And I'm coming out with all types of stuff. Like the stuff you're gonna see at Meow Wolf today. That's another project I'm working on.
Okay.
It's more like a dancey disco vibey. Like I'm all over the place.
I'm loving it, dude.
Yeah,
I mean
we all are. Everyone's all over the place.
That's so cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's so cool that you guys are not scared to like get out of your comfort zone and tap into different sounds, because I feel like the blending of sounds is what's popping right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's what's gonna take things to. You showed me hyperpunk.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
hyperpop.
Yeah. Was it hyperpop? Pop. Yeah, that's what it was.
That shit sounds crazy.
Yeah, and it's just a blending of fucking sounds. So, and it sounds good. You know, if it's well executed, you can get a big impression out of it.
Right.
Honestly, so I'm excited. How about you, Ann? Are you thinking of starting to do some blending in your song?
Definitely.
You've and just to finish my thought, because I've listened to Lfmg.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was very like mellow, very lovey dovey type. That at least that's the energy I thought, which I love Moab in that song. So what's kind of like your next, besides the daily drop, or not the weekly drops, I should say?
So with the weekly drops, I'm gonna be doing all sorts of stuff, but I definitely want to lock in on some projects with specific sounds that I'm going for. I definitely want to continue the melodic side of it, but I also want to come out with a project that's just straight, just bars, just rapping, like just a straight hip hop EP.
And you can
project.
do it. You can do, because I've heard it, and
Yes, sir.
I've heard your bars, I've heard your rhymes and your flow, and you could do it.
Yes,
You
sir.
could do
It's
it.
funny because like people, whenever they see me now, or like whenever they've heard music, they're like, oh, like he sings, he does melodic shit, and then like we'll do something like birds
right?
or some other
yeah.
stuff I have with this
Yeah.
fool, and they're like, damn, I didn't know you could actually like get down like that.
Yeah.
How hard is it to? And I want to ask this to Miggy, because he was talking about flow, and I know that, for instance, I've tried writing, and then it doesn't sound the same when you like put it into a mic than when it's in your head, right? Because you have the flow in your head, but to get your I don't know, your mouth to do the things that it needs to do to flow it that way, and the timing more than anything. Like, what's something you guys use to create flows and to diversify the flow too?
I think a lot of it has to go with just your beat selection. Your beat selection kind of determines your flow, you know? Like if I'm playing an emo, trap, pop type beat, like I'm going to ride on it like some old school 2000s mixed with now.
Yeah.
My own little signature on it, but yeah, it varies. It varies. Sometimes you'll come up with the flow before you're even hearing the beat, and then you'll lay it on that beat, and you're like, oh, this would be tight. But like I said, for me personally, I like to hear the beat first.
Okay.
And then it just comes from there.
Get the inspiration from that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
how about when it happens the other way around? Like you just said, like when the flow comes to you, like you just like do 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 do, and then you're like, okay, now I have to find a beat that follows that, because I would guess that you write according to the flow of that you're feeling, right? So is it hard finding like beats that go along with that flow, like to match them up so that it's not something like completely
different from what you were
yeah,
thinking?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Sometimes it's a hit or miss kind of. You might come up with the flow. For me, and this is me personally, like if I come up with something while I'm driving and I don't have a beat per se that I'm writing to,
pull over.
I'll literally have to like use voice memos on my phone. I use them a lot with writing or ideas. I'll record myself, and I'll circle back to it, and sometimes I won't find a beat that'll fit that flow, and that's, you know,
or until it does happen, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just kind of like in the back burner, and then
and it might resurface later on, you know?
Exactly. Yes.
But yeah, no, I think that's part of why I like writing to a beat first. That way I can just have it all right there, you know?
Yeah.
And then I won't have any loose ends.
I also wanted to talk about the music videos that you guys have compiled. How is that? Is that Bishop's job over there?
Yeah,
do you do most of the
Bishop,
cameragraphy?
Big dog.
Yeah, I've done one for them so far, but we got more coming.
That's it?
Awesome. Awesome. How was it? Is it hard acting out in the music video? Because I know that you guys have to like do the voice, or I don't know if do you guys sing. I've always been curious about that. Do you guys actually sing the song?
Yeah, so homeboy will have like a speaker playing the song, and then whenever he goes into editing, he'll line it up, right, Bishop? Yeah.
I think it's very organic too, though. It's like we're performing it, essentially.
Right? Yeah.
So it's like when I feel like when we're filming a music video, it's like I'm on stage. You could say like I'm performing it, and obviously depending on what the director wants us to do or whatever, like we'll accommodate around that. But
director
Bishop.
Hey, credit where it's due. Remember, credit where it's due, bro. It's not easy. It's not easy to be behind a camera. I can tell you.
That's right.
So I respect it, bro. I respect it 110%.
Coldest in the West.
Straight up.
There you
Man
go,
with the
brother.
cam.
Don't sleep on Bishop.
Shout out to Bishop.
Shout out Bishop.
But sorry to interrupt. You were saying so. It's kind of like a performance, right?
Yeah.
You were saying, and
very natural. I would say. I don't think we feel nervous. I mean, they can speak for themselves, but I think it's very natural. You know.
Yeah. Was it fun shooting birds? Filming birds, I guess, because that sounds weird.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
filming birds.
Fuck them birds.
I'm just saying because it's like really high energy, you know. It's like very high energy. So was it hard? Are you guys tired afterwards? Like, or is it pretty easy and smooth when it comes to like filming the whole thing?
I think for the most part it's pretty smooth. I mean, we're definitely exhausted.
In general?
Yeah, in general.
We're just older, you know, so you're just tired all the time. Always tired, like Post Malone.
But no, it was fun. It was a good day. A very iconic location. That skate park, that Death Bowl. That basically, that place went viral, and we actually were there. We performed at Skate and Mural Jam it's basically a skate park, and they paint everything, and then they have like a big festival, and then this really dope artist came and painted this super deep bowl, like a
mural basically.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
and
his
it's
name?
like
Shane Huss.
Shane Huss, yeah. So shout out Shane Huss, dope
Shane
artist. And so we were able to like see that fresh, and then we went back to the location. It was all vandalized and stuff, but it's just like a super dope location, and some people hit me up like, oh man, like that's a cool location, that's a cool spot, like they could recognize it, like, oh that spot went viral,
Yeah.
It was a little chilly, but no, I think it was pretty good. It was good. I had fun.
Same.
It was pretty quick shoot.
Yeah, yeah, that video was really quick actually.
Really smooth.
Yeah,
Shout out
Bishop wasn't messing around. He's like, nah, dog, I'm here.
You're like, I'm freezing my balls off. Get going, guys. I know that you also have another video. I can't remember if it's Moab or another. It's in Lovison. I know it's one of the Lovisons. Maybe it's even Jester.
Oh yeah.
Jester. No, it's not. Jester's not in Lovison, is it?
No, so that one's from Jester and Natural. Those were from Fictional Sceneries.
Fictional Scenery. Yeah.
Actually, homeboy Reggie. He's this guy from Texas, and he just happened to be in the area in Montrose, and he was like looking for work basically, and he hit him up, and it just came together. But
he did a great job.
Worked with him for the day that he was out here, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that's sick, bro. So he was just basically like, hey, you guys need something done.
Pretty much.
Well, it shows the drive, man. Like he came down for a wedding, but he brought his camera equipment because he wanted to work. Yeah. He's like, man, I am going to a wedding, but I mean, if I can make some money while I'm out there. And apparently he just searched music, and we came up, and he hit us up, and the rest is history. But
was it through Fiverr? I know you were telling me about Fiverr.
No, so Fictional Scenery, that one, I got the mixing and mastering through Fiverr, with this guy out of the UK. But no, with him it was just through Instagram, through a hashtag.
Oh, wow.
Just found us, and then he was like, "Hey,
that's insane.
Some music videos,
fucking technology, dude."
Yeah, man,
connecting everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy. Whenever, I don't know, bro. I thought that video was really cool, really psychedelic. It gave me kind of that psychedelic feel. Did you have something to do with that?
So he kind of just asked me like what the vibe I was going for, and I was like, yeah, just some trippy effects, some for Natural, or like we want like a retro, like VHS type look, and then for Jester we're just kind of like trippy, whatever you want to do. We found a good location, and he was super cool to work with, good director. And yeah, we haven't heard from him in a while, but I think
Hopefully he's safe.
No, he's safe. He's doing good. I see him on
Yeah.
socials and
Okay, he's
talk to him
doing
every now
his
and then.
thing.
Yeah, but I guess he's like fighting fires and shit now or
He's
something.
a firefighter. or something,
Firefighter.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
A man
he'd
of
still
all
be down to
trades.
lock in,
Yeah.
but yeah, my homeboy's fighting fires.
Boy's
Shout out to
killing
him.
it.
Straight up.
And then you also have Pisces, no?
Yeah, Pisces.
Yeah.
That one was filmed by my homegirl from my old Halle, fucking Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
Yeah, she shot that. She was just like, "Yo, I wanna do the video for Pisces," and I was like, "All right, what you got in mind?" She already had an idea. She was like, "All right, you're gonna be doing shit underwater," and I was like, "Sounds dope." And then
That's dope.
yeah, so we just locked in, got some locations, and made it happen.
Do you guys have to write like a story? Like, do you guys mostly have like a underlying story behind the video, or sometimes it's just more like do your thing, do your own thing? How do you guys, or does it depend on the song basically?
It varies, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it varies. Yeah, on the song, who we're working with, all these things. But
Right.
yes, ideally, yes, we want a plot of the video, which try to get a nice storyline and all that. But sometimes the songs aren't really meant for storylines. Like maybe
right.
Birds, it's
Yeah,
more of
Birds
like
is-
I'm sure you can get creative and come up with a storyline, but that one was more of like just we got it done, we chose some locations, filmed it real quick, and that was that. But
And I like that about Birds, that because the song matches the vibe that you guys are giving the
Right.
to the song, which is just like frontear, like basically saying motherfuckers, like
That's right.
what's
That's
up, and that
Yeah.
that's cool, that's cool.
That part.
And I know that one of your guys' song, I think it's ENSHILOH, is Siven.
Simon,
Simon,
yeah.
What,
Hey,
I wanted to
Dylan
ask
said-
what Siven is, because I'm
So,
an old
alright,
fart and
so
I don't know
listen.
what.
tell him, dog. Come on, bro.
Listen, Simon.
Get me
Bro.
cultured.
In
So
line,
basically,
bro.
the way Simon came about was it's just me writing about past experiences.
Don't incriminate
certain
yourself now.
things. I'm not
Just
gonna
kidding.
incriminate myself. But Simon, it's like
Don't pull an Andrew
It's-
Tate here.
it's straight up. No, never. But it's pretty much like half of the word. It's a fungus, but
Oh,
Yeah, it's-
psilocybin.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's
Simon.
right.
There it
Yeah.
is.
feeling
Yes,
silly off the
sir.
side, and we go.
Yes,
That's
sir.
very
So
cool.
That song's just about kind of my experience with, that side of, that side of my life.
That
'cause-
medical life.
Yes, sir.
He's like,
Yeah,
I'm
just-
fucking nervous.
Yeah, if you-
spiritual.
if you-
You can talk
journey.
about anything here.
Yeah.
No, I
mom,
got
I
you.
smell.
No, yeah, it was just.
I don't.
Just. Yeah, never.
I know, right? It's like,
Never.
mijito,
Yeah.
what are you doing with
Yeah,
your
I don't-
life?
Yeah, I don't either.
But basically, that's just like me talking about like my experience with that. There was a time in my life where that was a big influence in my life, not necessarily psilocybin, but other psychedelics.
Right, yeah.
So that was just me kind of talking about what I went through and like just my experience through that.
Sick.
But yeah,
He's sick.
I was on a sick one.
My
Shit.
boy was on
My boy
a
was
sick,
on a
dog.
sick
Sicky,
one.
bro.
Yeah,
We good now, we good now.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
we'll
On a
see you
sickie
later.
on the side.
Have you guys been to Meow Wolf just to like experience the whole
Bro, that's-
museum part of
It's
things?
crazy you
Bro.
mentioned that
Yeah, man.
because like a couple weeks before we landed the
that's right.
gig, me and my lady we were in Denver for some stuff we had to take care of, and we went to we're like, let's go to Meow Wolf. Like
Mhm.
you've seen the
Yeah.
like she's been the one in Albuquerque or something.
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Which
Yeah, that one too.
I think it's
Yeah.
the OG one. I
Yep.
think
Yeah,
I
that's
think
like the
so,
first
yeah.
one. She was telling me how cool it was, so we're like, let's check this Denver one out.
Yep.
And then we went and we did our thing, looked, it was super cool, dope environment. And then we were leaving and we saw this like these doors like towards the entrance, and we're like, oh, I wonder what that is. So we walked over and there's just this big ass stage with this trippy like.
Yeah, they have like lights and
stuff. They had some stuff
projectors
going
and
on,
doing all
and I was
sorts of
just
things.
telling her,
Excited
I
to
was
see it.
like, damn, this shit's sick. I didn't know they had a venue, and I was like, that'd be crazy if we performed here. And then literally like a week or two later,
Nah,
I had
you're lying.
No,
Yes.
on God. Like we saw Top Flight post like or the concert app. They announced that they were doing Meow Wolf, and he hopped on it. Did his thing.
Damn,
The rest just came together.
dude, that's just
It was wild.
insane, man. Just seeing things like that just come into fruition.
Right.
bro.
Sure. And over the last few years, it's just been things like that where it's like little signs that it's like y'all are doing something right. You guys you guys are not only like this is something you want, but you're actually putting in the work to see that come to life and really bring it to reality.
It's kind of crazy because I bet things like that start making you think about how does the universe work in life,
that stuff definitely. I'm definitely blessed and I recognize that, and it's crazy.
Is it
crazy
like
out here.
preconceived destiny, or
That's
is it
right.
just like hard work meeting opportunity, like they say?
Right. Whatever it is,
Keep coming.
We out here. We out here.
Keep
Blessed.
coming this way, whatever it is.
Moreover,
just the fact that like,
dame más.
just that, and then the fact that like I'm doing this full time with one of my best homies, like that he would give me this opportunity to like better our community and really build this thing that we've been working on for a while now.
Awesome. Have you been to Meow Wolf, EQ?
I've been to Meow Wolf. Yeah, I was there last year, so I think there's like new things to the exhibit and whatnot. But no, it's dope. I love that place. I mean, I think I was telling Bishop that I got a bit of a headache because I mean it's like an all day thing, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
like towards the end of the day, I was like, "Fuck, dude, that's a lot of lights."
Yeah.
It's a lot of trippy shit.
It's a
to
lot of
look
trippy
at.
shit, man.
Yeah.
It's dope though. I loved it. I had a great time.
Sick.
Yeah, I the first time I went, I'm like, if I was to do this in
mushrooms, I don't know if I could do it. Or in acid,
like do something like that, because there's some like creepy shit in there too. If you're not in the right state of mind, you could be like, what the fuck is going on?
Straight up.
Your trip's getting ruined for sure, man.
They'll find you in a corner right there, like in fetal position, back and forth. Yeah, dude. Well, I just want to finalize by this section called "What's Your Bop?" And what this section is basically you guys are gonna provide the audience with a song that you guys like. It can be, you guys can do your own plugins. As long as it's in Spotify, because the playlist that I have is on Spotify. So then I'll grab that song, put it in that playlist, and then people can go listen to it.
Ooh.
That's what's up.
Okay.
So I'll start with ENSHILOH. What's your bop for the week?
That is a good question. Actually,
Checked real quick.
Ooh. Yeah. Hold up 1 second.
Let's see here.
Hold up.
All right, we're coming back after a
That's
little
right.
technical stop.
Sorry guys, I'm struggling.
All right, so what's your bop, ENSHILOH?
So one that I've been listening to, like, I don't know, on repeat really, is Angst 2 by Messiah and Mavi.
There you go. Check it out. We'll put it right below somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Miggy? Are you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
As he scrolls.
Yeah. I have to go with "It Be Like That" by Absol featuring Sir.
There you go.
That's off his new album.
That's your bop
Herbert.
for the week.
That's the
Okay.
bop.
Shit's fire.
Hell yeah.
How about you, EQ?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go Birds.
Birds.
That's right.
Hell
EQ
yeah.
featuring ENSHILOH and MIGGY C.
Yes,
Come on
Yes,
now.
sir.
Available on
Yes,
YouTube, all
sir.
platforms.
Flip that
stream
bird,
that shit.
baby.
Go.
Yes, sir.
Run it up.
That's right.
And mine is gonna be Besitos.
Besito.
Ooh.
Besitos. Check it
Bro.
out. Check it out, guys. I'm telling you,
yeah.
it's a good song. I was like listening to it before we started, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And then you guys called me.
Like, that's a vibe.
Yeah.
That's a vibe.
You want to know something? Before we end, the minute that you called me,
Mhm.
I was about to send you my phone number.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
funny.
oh, this guy's gonna need my phone number. And as soon as I grabbed my phone to
Yeah.
send you my phone number,
Hit
you were
up.
calling.
That's funny. That's funny.
With that being said, guys, well, thank you so much for being here. Like I said,
Thank you,
I appreciate you guys coming in and making the time for the podcast. Before I go, I always want to do plugins for your guys' Instagram handles or TikTok, whatever you guys use. So ENSHILOH as well. If you want to go ahead and do your plugin, where can we find you?
You can find me on all platforms under ENSHILOH. That's ENSHILOH.
I hope
On all
I spelled it
platforms.
right. Did I spell
Yeah,
it
you
right?
did. You did.
Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, all platforms, weekly drops every Thursday. You can follow us on
Gang.
Bandcamp as well under La Familia Music Group.
That's right.
But yeah, we everywhere in Shiloh.
How about you, Miggy?
I go by MIGGY C on all platforms. That's
That's right.
MIGGY space capital
Not
C
the
with
space.
the dot.
Don't forget the dot.
Don't
Yeah,
forget the
no.
dot. He throws a fit.
Yeah, exactly.
For your own
Yeah,
sake.
don't forget the dot. YRIS. You're right. I'm sorry. Coming
Yes, sir.
3/23/23.
Tell them.
Lfmg.
That's right.
Awesome. And how about you, EQ?
For me, I mean, you can follow me at EQ What To Do on everything, but realistically, go to LaFamiliaMusicGroup.com. You find everything there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
There you go. You guys have
That
like a
too,
link
yep.
tree or something like that where, if
Got
not,
the
I
site.
Got the
recommend.
new
Website.
website.
We got
Okay.
the so honestly, if you go
Everything.
LaFamiliaMusicGroup.com, you'll find everything.
Really?
Yeah, our
Everything.
podcast, ENSHILOH's profile, MIGGY C's profile, Bishop coming soon,
Studio time you can book.
studio time, our classes,
Sick.
Merch.
So yeah, it's
Everything.
yeah. LaFamiliaMusicGroup.com or at LaFamiliaMusicGroup everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's cool that you were able to find that domain, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
I've
doc-
had that. I actually have to renew it. I was telling you,
Yeah.
I bought that domain for 10 years, and
Yeah.
I have to
Really?
renew it soon. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've had it for a while.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
but I've
bro.
never
That's
really
right.
just because I bought it because I knew again.
Mhm.
It's such a
Someone
common
will steal
name
it.
that someone.
Well,
can-
here we are
Yeah.
now. Look at that.
That's
Yep.
right. So yeah, LaFamiliaMusicGroup.com.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, with that being said, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast as much as I did. Love to have these guys on the podcast, and hopefully, you, like I said, you guys can tell people about it. And
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Other artists, because I want to interview more and more people, and I want to make that something here in 2023. I actually know freestylers here in Colorado
Cool.
and
Let's
they're
go.
doing a movement here as well.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna try to have some of those artists here. So
Oh, yeah.
stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for joining us. With that being said, stay wonderful, stay
Yes, sir.
weird, and see you next time.
Yes, sir.
That's
Bye.
right. LFMG.
LFMG.